Oh, hi guys. Um, there's been a video I've wanted to make for some time now, and this combine has really brought this subject up, and I think it's time to make a video about it. And that is the the different ways farmers look at things. Now, we all do the same thing. We all produce a product to sell. Um, whether you're into vegetables, flowers, uh, livestock of all types and kinds, or grain, we all produce a product to sell. And from small operation to, well, let's just say supersized, there are different ways we think about it to do it. The same guy producing soybeans on a small scale versus a 25,000 acre farmer, you're going to have a different way you're doing it, a different thought process. And that goes, hand in hand with the way we think about equipment like this. Now, me being a small farmer, we're always on the lookout for equipment. I don't care what it is, we're always looking. And we have to do what we have to for the bottom line to get the best bang for the buck. Now, I don't care what color equipment is. I don't. I know there are certain makers, brands, who made better equipment for different things. All right? Knowing that, there are things I look for and I don't look for. Case in point, plows. You want a set of plows that does a good job consistently, easy to pull, then you want an Oliver plow. Just plain pure and simple, hands down. They do the best job consistently. That's my personal opinion. Discs. An international disc does a good job, but it pulls harder. Nothing wrong with that. But if I got a choice of pulling an international disc for, say, $1,000, that's 10 feet, and buying another brand disc, say a Minneapolis Moline, that's 14 foot for $900 and pulls easy, I'll take the Minneapolis Moline every day of the week. That's a no-brainer. Just like buying this combine. It's a no-brainer. As I've said before, combine and grain table for $1,000, I can't buy another grain head for that. So it's kind of a no-brainer to buy this. Now, I farm under 100 acres. Is this a good combine for me? Yeah. If you're farming 1,000 acres, you're not going to look at this machine at all. Nope. Too old, too small. I get it. A guy farming 10, 15, 20,000 acres might buy this because it is in good shape and he can play with it. But to be serious about, to run the machine to harvest with, no, he's not going to do it. He ain't got time. He needs a new machine or a newer machine that he can get in and roll. I get it. I understand that. A guy farming, 1,000, 1,500 acres, 2,000, 2,500, he's not going to look at this. This is junk. It's out. Just forget it. He ain't going to do it. But for somebody like me, I want it. Okay? There are different ways we think about stuff. $1,000 for me for 100 acre, 100 acres, it's a no-brainer. Buy it. A guy that's farming 1,000, 5,000 acres, he's probably looking at a $10,000 machine because it needs to be bigger and it needs to be newer. Okay, I get it. I understand all this. I'm not stupid. But let's face it, guys. We're all doing the same thing. We just got different ways to look at things and do it. Tractors, combines, equipment in general. A small farmer has to look at, what kind of shape it's in, what can I get it bought for, and will it do the job that I need done for 4 or 5 years till I can afford something else. Okay? That's what he's looking at. That's what he's thinking about. That's what's going through his mind. A guy that's doing, say, 1,000 to 4,000 acres is looking to get bigger and newer so he can grow his operation just that little bit more to handle what he has better. And a large farmer, this 1,000 to 5,000, he's looking at stuff 10 years old. Newer, bigger, still get parts for it and still can find some deals on it. Now you get somebody that's 5,000 acres up, they're looking at new equipment because they got to roll. They need something they can cover some ground with. And for tax reasons. Okay, like I say, I understand all this stuff. I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. There are reasons larger farms do different things than a small farmer does. All right? So, bear in mind, my decision about buying this machine is really no different from a guy, say, farming 5,000 acres, looking at, say, a 8820 John Deere. If a guy in that situation, say, found an 8800 John Deere, Titan 2 diesel, 4-wheel drive, had a 30-foot head on it for $12,000, $15,000, he would jump on that thing in a heartbeat if it was low hours. Because it will cover ground. it is a good machine. Okay, see, there are just those, it's the same thought process, just on a different scale. And, there's nothing wrong with doing it the way I am here. There's nothing wrong if you're running 5,000 acres the way you're doing it. Okay? Let's be a little more civil in our discussions about this kind of stuff. From a large farmer's point of view, me buying this is the dumbest thing I could do. Hire it done. You'll be money ahead. Well, I could do that. I could also lose a crop too, because Joe Schmuckatelli doesn't have time to do mine. He's got to get his done first. So I got to weigh this in my thought process. When's this guy going to get to mine after he gets done with his? So another reason to buy this. This would cost me less to buy, own, and operate than it would be one crop lost because they don't have time to do mine, to get mine done. That's why I own a combine. It's just that simple. Yeah, it's like I said, we're all small, we're all businessmen and businesswomen, okay? We all produce a crop. We all produce a product to sell. And to look at it as anything but a business is a mistake. And you have to think of it as a business. You have to put business theories and practices in place. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants. There has to be some kind of plan put in place. Now, I am probably the worst one about it. I am an opportunity buyer. If I have the opportunity to buy a combine like this in February, I'll do it. A lot of guys won't. For the simple fact, they're following a business plan, they're following guidelines put down by a tax man, an accountant, what have you. We all do the same thing. We produce something, but we have vastly different ways of running our farms, running our operations, running our business. So, most of you guys that are farmers understand what I'm talking about. For those who are not farmers or just starting out, young, or general public, there's a lot of things farmers do for a lot of different reasons. And it's not just flying by the seat of your pants doing everything. I know some guys not far from me that in their operation, the way they farm, don't turn wrenches to speak of. They have a lot of equipment that is leased. So for them, it's better to call the dealership where they leased it through to come have them do the work on the equipment. That way it's under warranty, under service agreements kind of deal. You know, I get it. Sometimes I wish I could do that. And I can name probably on one hand the times, hello mouse, that I've taken equipment to a dealer to be fixed. That's something I don't do. But you got to be smart enough to know when something's beyond your abilities, and smart enough to know that if you screw this up, it may cost you 10 times more to get it fixed than it would have if you'd have took it to the guy and had him done it. That's what I get into. Case in point is the Long sitting over here. Hope you can see her. When I had the injection pump changed on that tractor, had it been one of the Olivers, the Case, that's one thing. I'd have done it. But when you have a tractor like this that's foreign built and you literally do not know European styles of working on stuff, you better know what you're doing before you get into it, because you can cost yourself a bunch of money real quick because you don't understand something. But at any rate, guys, I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to make this short, well, this video, to kind of touch on this subject of the differences in ways, the way farmers look at things. Like I say, we all do the same thing. We are all in production. Me having 30 plus years of production experience in factories, I understand this really, really well. So it's kind of, we need to be a little more civil to one another when we start talking about the way we farm, what we do, what we buy, okay? I'm going to get out of here, guys, so we'll see you next time. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And see there, I surprised you again. So we'll see you next time, guys.